A mysterious dust poisoned the surface, affecting the brains of humans.
Most underrated game of Xbox, Phantom Dust 2004 explored. Phantom Dust is a third-person strategy action game with digital collectible card game features. In a post-apocalyptic Earth, the nameless player character must engage with the few remaining human outposts, all of whom have suffered from amnesia, in order to learn what has happened to the globe. Imagine waking up on an entirely other planet with no recollection of who you are or how you got there. Phantom Dust, which was restored by Code Mystics and launched on Xbox One and PC, is based on this notion. You play as Alpha, who was discovered fast asleep in a pair of caskets dangling high in the air alongside your comrade Edgar. When you are found and removed from your sarcophagi, you will be sent to a world that has been ravaged by a cloud of strange dust and is now populated solely by monsters. Because spending more than 15 minutes on the surface causes memory loss, humankind now lives underground in bunkers. Certain humans have become known as Espers as a result of the dust, and they have evolved powers that allow them to use some part of the dust and transform concentrations of it into weapons or defenses. The greatest of them, known as scouts, are sent out to explore the globe, bringing back relics and contributing to the expansion of knowledge about the past. As both Edgar and Alpha have the ability to become Espers and scouts, the plot hinges around what happens next. Yokio Futatsugi has had an unusual career path. He's demonstrated incredible ingenuity, but instead of branching out on his own, he stayed with huge game companies. When he did help create Grounding Inc., they focused on more modest download-only products rather than anything grandiose or expensive.
Kill you.
Action-packed card game. As a result, when you start up and log in, the entire vibe of the startup screens is unabashedly retro. The screen is in 4:3 format, with simulated screen roll only in the central half, giving the impression of being in the early 2000s. Once you've made it through the cutscenes, which include some of the most amusing dubbing I've ever heard, we're talking 1970s martial arts film type here, the screen fills up again and you're in command of Alpha. You've arrived in the underground world, which serves as a central center for all of the people and businesses you'll encounter. It's a fundamental layout to memorize, with a variety of levels and destinations to visit. The premise is that it is just after an unknown Earth-destroying disaster has occurred. The globe is a vast desert, and spending too much time above ground can be perilous due to the lethal dust in the air, which is poisonous to people. Some people, known as Espers, can control the dust, giving them magical abilities. Espers attempt to travel to the surface for brief periods of time to investigate intriguing ruins to learn more about what has happened to the Earth and maybe reclaim their memories. Humanity as a whole has had a mass memory loss event, rendering entire history a complete mystery. A group of humans discovers your character, and a guy called Edgar encapsulates. Your character is promptly hired after demonstrating Esper potential. Like everyone else's, you aim to discover the truth about what happened to the planet and who you indeed are. To put it another way, you're playing a complex card battle game while also playing an action game with randomized moves that require you to consider the map around you so that a given activity doesn't just hit part of the world. Or does because you can damage structures and even end up making enemies fall at a great distance or be hit by rubble, both of which can cause significant damage. It takes some getting used to, especially the concept that you can't just spam excellent techniques and instead need to study how your opponent defends and strikes in order to figure out what strategies you have that might potentially counter their skill choices. Phantom Dust also supports multiplayer on the same platform through split screen, System Link, or Xbox Live, enabling up to 4 players to battle with an arsenal depending on their game accomplishments. Marvelous Gamers Review. Phantom Dust takes some time to get into, but it is definitely worth the effort. It's a one-of-a-kind, weird, and unforgettable experience. It was a beautiful picture of a period when Microsoft attempted to get into the console industry with whatever they could think of. On the other hand, Microsoft had little trust in it, therefore it was dropped, only to be taken up by Majesco as a budget release. The missions are fast-paced, tactical, and, most of all, enjoyable to play with various approaches. So, while the free-to-play remaster on PC and Xbox One is still available, take advantage of it, since you never know when Microsoft could decide to remove it. If you like this video, do like and share and drop in a comment if you have any game suggestions. Ciao!